Common Sense is a deep analysis to global and socio-economical issues from the point of view of real people in real time. From the Sunshine State, this is Common Sense with Lex Marshall and JT.
Welcome to one more episode of Common Sense. This is your host, Lex Marshall, and in the other side of the screen we have JT and Mr. Cooper. And how you guys doing?
I'm good.
Doing well. We also have a guest with us today.
Yeah.
Returning guest from last week.
Mrs.
Mrs. G. That's right. Miss G.
That's it.
All right.
Thank you so much for having me. It's good to be back.
It has to be Mr. Cooper. Mr. Cooper and
Mr. Cooper.
and
JT
and Mrs. G. That's gonna go by that. How you doing, Mrs. G?
I'm doing all right.
Welcome back.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me back.
All right, we got a lot to talk today. And
Oh yeah. Well,
yeah, we're gonna go back to. We're just gonna do like a little bit of recap of what's happening. We're gonna do. We're gonna pull some news. Everything is gonna be pretty straightforward. We have there's new more stuff happening as data come in, new data comes in, and looks like we're not out of the hole about on the coronavirus pandemic. We're still in the weeds. Looks like in the scientists are saying that it's gonna get worse as in the U.S. and everybody else start opening back for business. And some of the scientists say it's gonna be looking grim. And I don't know, if we can afford to close the country back, or are we gonna do it? What do you guys think? If we're gonna get a second wave?
It's funny because, everybody has the same question. And, like I said in the previous show, I work in the hospitality industry, and I feel for some of these people that they come in to the restaurant looking for answers. Like I have the answers, we know what's going on.
Why they ask you, can you?
Well, they'll ask,
specific.
When are you going to be opening to 100%? When will the bar be opening? When is this going to happen? When is that going to happen? And it's like, we all have the exact same questions, but nobody has an answer for it. And it's like, that breaks my heart most of all. It's like, there's no answer.
Do you think we need more guidance from the government about those issues?
Oh, absolutely.
Mr. Cooper?
I don't think the government... Well, you have different angles from the government. You have people saying we should open up faster. You have people saying that it's dangerous and it's too early. So, there's mixed messages from the government and everywhere, from every direction.
One thing I noticed that there is a bunch of government departments that are handled it different way. Like you have the CDC, right? That the CDC is supposed to be the one that leads, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. But then you have the health department, right? That tells you that you should do certain things, and then you have the human department, the human services department, that also tell you something, and then you have the other departments like the USDA that tell you different things. So.
They don't tell you different things. They tell you the same thing. They just working on the safety of the people. The problem is that the officials in the government, they are more concerned about the economy than the safety of the people. That's what is happening right now.
So you think people
I
care?
can agree with that.
People care more about the economy than the people?
Of course.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I can agree with what you're
Some
saying.
people in the government are diminished the virus since the beginning. They thinking there is a hoax. They thinking it is just a political tool to gain influence in the people. And the people is been tired. It's been locked down for 1 month. We are the only ones like have been party since the first day the Governor DeSantis ordered to start lifting the
restrictions
in Florida, and we've been partying, we've been crowded the beaches, we've been crowded the malls and stores and some of the restaurants around the area. But essentially the people in the in the health department, they cannot do much. They worrying about to protect themselves from the virus too. So what can we do?
Hi, Cooper. I know you're like pretty pessimist.
Yeah, pride myself in my pessimism. Thank you for noticing.
And what do you think about the second wave? Remember, like one time you told me, like, oh, it's gonna get bad, and Trump is gonna get sick, and all the government officials are gonna get sick, and there will be no government. I want to hear something like, what do you think in the next, eventually, if it happens on the second wave?
The inside of an anarchist's mind. Speak up.
I'm not an anarchist. I'm not an anarchist.
What is the worst prediction you can give me? Because we want to be ready for the worst. You know.
I've actually kind of backed down from my ideas of the worst. Okay. I don't know.
Because like like Miss G like has been. Remember, like you told me in the last show, like she went home, right, to kind of like ride the pandemic at home, but then then the money gets involved about not having any income, and then just kind of rely on the government to send you the stimulus check. But I mean, this is
and I'm just not a person that can sit still enough to sit back to just be waiting on government money. I mean, I just can't. I mean, that's what sets America apart from any place else. It's like we are the people, we're a country that isn't built on a welfare system or a socialistic system where, everybody gets paid a certain amount in a certain time. And, it's like, no, if you're ready, if you're a worker, you get out there and work and you can make millions. And that's what the American dream is all about.
We can afford to close the country. I don't think.
No, not again.
Not again. So,
yeah, I think it'll probably be more like small areas. Like if there's a serious breakout, like there was in New York, then that area will close down, but the other areas will stay open. I think it'll be more opening and closing of local areas.
What would you do? Like if we are in one of those areas?
I mean, I'm already staying home, so.
Yeah, but you kind of work, right? You work on and off.
I
mean,
how long you gonna?
Work is on a need-to-know basis, sir.
So what I'm trying to do is like, okay, if you're staying home right now, how long you gonna keep staying at home? How long can you afford to keep doing that?
Until he develops agoraphobia.
No, I mean, emotionally, I think I could stay a pretty long time in terms of financially. Yeah, mentally, I don't really have much of a problem. Financially, I'm still kind of working that out exactly how long, but I'm taking the opportunity to go back and teach myself programming and look for ways to make money from home like I used to. I used to work from home, so trying to do that again.
Because like Mrs. G,
you can sell toilet paper by internet.
because like
I can't. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I'll still go out for essentials or whatever, but I'm not gonna spend any time interacting with other people that I don't need to be.
Because like I think that you are considering yourself like in a different group of people that can, they have the ability of staying home, look for some things to do at home. But like Miss G has a restaurant thing, and she has to be out there.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I'm also part of a low risk environment as well. I do get sick very easily, but I do keep myself very healthy. So when I do get sick, I get over it quickly.
Because we reach 100,000 already, 100,000 people that have passed.
Yes.
And that's a lot of people. I mean, it's not according to the U.S. population, but 100,000, not 100,000. Just vanish.
Like 3 months or something like that.
It's pretty significant, the number.
60,000. Vietnam was 60,000, and that was like a decade or something.
Right.
Yeah, but how was the population back in the 60s with the Vietnam? So now like
not that much different, but I mean, if you want to talk percentages, but
there was way less of a population in the 1960s than there is today.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, not that different.
I know what I'm saying.
Let me compare it to the entirety of the Afghanistan war was like less than 3,000.
Yeah,
and that's been since 2001. It's 19 years and less than 3,000 compared to 100,000.
I'm to the point right now with this coronavirus thing that it's like, because I'm out there every day and I'm working in the environment, I've become I've become numb to it.
I think a lot of people have.
Have.
Desensitized, I'm like, that's still a thing. Like, I forget that Pennsylvania is still like on 100% lockdown.
So
our area hasn't been already that bad yet. What did you say?
Sorry, what?
Do you think that that we've been out there and we've been sick and we didn't notice, so we're now immune?
Oh, I'm sure that happened during the holiday season for sure. I mean, like I know plenty of sick that I know plenty of sick. I know plenty of people that got sick.
No. It hasn't been here. There would have been considerably more deaths.
Yeah, but I mean.
And we have an older population here. It would have wreaked havoc if it had.
You got sick really bad right before all this happened.
Yeah, but it wasn't COVID-19.
Yeah, well, you know what? They're still marking deaths as COVID-19, so I'm just going to say your illness is COVID-19.
Well, it predated the arrival in the U.S.
But but Mrs. G is right. Like you hear about this over and over, and that you remember that's what I said last show, that it's just been kind of too much, and I think like people are the mindset of people now is like, okay, if I'm gonna get sick, I'm gonna get sick, but I still have to go to work, right? And whatever happens.
I will not be going to work sick. I do not ever go to work sick. I see you, I'm sick. If you want to see me, I will.
But you're always
down there.
Yeah, you're always at risk of getting sick. That's what I mean. You're always at risk of getting sick, and.
Yeah, the masks don't prevent you from getting sick.
No.
The masks help to prevent you from making other people sick.
Right.
Oh my God, is that what the masks do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
First,
would I be without you?
What I think that I'm seeing positive around my area is like the government they're offering more free testing for people that feel the symptoms, and I think it's a good idea because as long as the people get tested, they more aware. So if you feel like something is weird is going on in your body, you should be tested, and that makes you safe for you and it makes safe for your family, because if you experiment some kind of symptom, then you go free test without the worry about or concern that you have to pay or you have to have the health insurance. Then you get tested, and
they don't have enough tests.
All right, but I mean it's just a start. It's just a start. I mean, if you're in line and you feel the symptoms that something's going on with you, and then you can go ahead and go to the hospital. Otherwise,
I saw something
we didn't have that chance. We didn't have that luxury because the people they was thinking they were too expensive to afford it. So right now they're offering free testing.
Yeah, they are.
You have a percentage of people that get infected that are asymptomatic but still contagious. And now they're thinking it could be anywhere up to 80% of people that get it are asymptomatic, which means they don't get sick, but they can still get other people sick, and those people can die.
Right, but what JT is saying, like, at least
so if you don't have these symptoms, you wouldn't get tested.
Right, but at least we have the some way of test, but we didn't have before.
At least we have some way of protecting ourselves now. I mean, like when people dine out with me, I mean, like I hand them sanitation wipes after eating. I spray down their credit cards with sanitizer. I carry sanitizer on me, and I spray the credit cards right in front of them with sanitizer, and I spray their pen for them with sanitizer. I mean, like
they've also they've said that contact with surfaces is not real.
Yeah.
And it's
not real,
really
it's not like a real threat.
And if you have guests that are sitting there and talking to each other, talking and eating, it fills the whole area with an aerosol of the virus. And if they're not wearing masks, and they can't while they're eating. But then they could be infecting each other, and they could be infecting the staff.
Can they?
I know, but you cannot eat when you eat. You having a mask.
When
you wear a mask, you cannot eat, bro.
Can you invent something like the mask with you can wear while you're eating?
Did you see that video? Someone tried to make one where it's hilarious. You squeeze like a little handle, and it opens like a mouth, and it just looks ridiculous.
Mr.
G. What I'm saying is right now that the people don't taking this seriously. They're just going out and don't using any kind of protection. So that's what it freaks me out sometimes.
When you go and work, Mrs. G, and like does everybody that comes in the restaurant wear mask or not?
Oh God, no.
No?
No. I've only seen a handful of people wear masks.
Yeah, they don't even wear it when they come in, right? They're not wearing it and then sitting down and then taking off.
Not at all. If you walk around, the stores and everything else, the people just, acting normally. They normally just.
They also said that the virus. They also said that the virus doesn't do well in warm conditions.
Yeah, but that's extreme heat. I mean, that's not going to be.
I mean, have you ever been to
Florida? Yeah, no.
It's pretty extreme.
So another question for Mrs. G, like, would you wear like the mask everywhere you go? No, like at home?
No, because I breathe in so much of my own carbon dioxide while I'm at work that it's like I don't want that thing on my face at all any more than it has to be.
So
but when you go to the crowds, I mean, if you go to the shopping.
Oh, if I'm gonna go be around a crowd of people where I'm gonna be in a small space, yeah, I bring my little mask with me. Just to make other people feel comfortable, but otherwise, like I said, I'm so desensitized. It's like nothing phases me anymore.
So if you're at home, like let's say you're watching TV, you're cuddling with your husband, you don't wear the mask.
Oh my God!
Or maybe you just wear the mask.
You go to bed with a mask.
I'll tell you what.
You shower with a mask.
Just shower with a mask.
No, I mean, my husband and I'm like, I just give him the eye, and he knows that that's the mask eye, and he like jumps up, goes and puts on his mask,
Maybe the mask turns him on.
You have an alert button, an alarm button.
Yeah, I mean, not being able to breathe is the best part, and then getting the smell of sex caught in the mask is amazing.
Right.
I highly recommend it to everyone.
Wear the same mask at work.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, without sanitation, of course.
Now we're not talking sex about. I'm just it's too early. Jesus.
No, because like
whatever.
Because like, I think like some people find it attractive. No, actually, you know what? Like we were like last show we were talking about pornography, and then Mr. Cooper said like pornography led to a lot of the inventions that we have now, right?
Yeah, pushes technology.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was watching a report from CNN that the pornography business are kind of like they don't know what to do because of the close contact to people. So a lot of the porn stars, I believe, are like doing. No, are doing like a cell phone chatting thing. They're still making money, but they're not recording. What I'm saying is like they're not making new videos. And
well, it's probably like Saturday Night Live and the news and all the different things where the production value is like plummeting because they're just doing it themselves.
they use them themselves.
Yeah, they just produce it themselves.
Again, am I the only one that watches Pornhub? Like,
but what's this was
subject. This
this was like a real subject.
You guys always need something porn.
Everything everything spins around sex.
Saying Howard Stern, okay?
Yeah, even.
Yeah, this is now midnight show.
You know what? Some of the best comics, talk about the most uncomfortable situations and make them feel more funny and comfortable for other people.
Yeah, sure.
Because what I'm trying to say, back to the mask. I think people find attractive just wearing the mask.
Sweaty mask.
You're saying that you're talking about the fact that there's porn where people are wearing masks, because that is a genre now.
Wouldn't it be kind of weird, if they make a movie and all they make a movie and then the performers are wearing masks?
Yeah, I've wondered that. Is all fiction suddenly going to be where there's the coronavirus?
Well,
all of the shows that we watch?
Uh-huh.
I wonder about fashion, because people are getting really creative with these masks. I mean, some of these masks that people are making are just gorgeous. And I just find myself not being able to stop buying them.
Yeah, that's true. And this mass fashion has been for a long time in the Asian countries that they use for the contamination and everything else. And it's still kind of a weird thing, but it's a kind of fashion. People they wearing it, everywhere they go, and some of the people they find it really attractive,
I found one on Amazon that.
What I'm trying to say is Christian Dior going to come out with a whole mask line?
Designers and shit.
Designer masks.
Yeah, what the fashion of the future is going to be. Are we going to incorporate these masks into our everyday fashion? Because as it's looking it's there is no end to this.
Right.
They already.
I can see them. I can see them built into a sweater.
Yeah. They are already in it. So we've been using it for 1 month already. So they're now getting into it in society. So nobody will look you bad if you're wearing a mask.
I can picture a turtleneck where you just pull it up and hook it around your ears.
There's already
built into your jacket.
Especially in young ages, because the older people, they're more susceptible to the mask. They refuse to wear it and they refuse to look at it. Because I don't know, maybe they're old.
The old people don't wear masks.
They feel uncomfortable to wearing the mask. I don't know. They maybe they suitable with what I should wear in a mask.
It's just becoming a political thing too, right?
That's another thing.
Yeah, I can see that in my restaurant, it being a political thing too. Because some diners are they'll refuse the hand sanitation wipes that I give to them complimentary,
Well, why?
Because they're oh, well, we don't believe in that shit, and it's
But still people go to the bathroom and don't wash their hands.
Those people deserve a special place in hell. Wash your fucking hands, people. Jesus.
Yeah, that's true. I've been seeing that a lot.
Bathroom police.
Sometimes I went to the gas station and I saw people. I'm waiting for the people, to go out first. Then I can push the door with my feet, and get my weight out. And people don't wash their hands when they go to pee-pee. That's nasty.
Shut up.
For real.
This happened to you?
For real. And I say, look at this guy. And I try to, get away as fast as possible.
As possible, yeah. Run.
Because these people, they've been touching the bathroom, then go outside, they drink coffee, they touch the, whatever, the cookies or whatever, the handles of the refrigerators. And it's crazy.
Well,
that's
my mom.
more virus than just the coronavirus.
it was funny. Like growing up, my mom, to make me conscious of germs. I'm just a little girl, and as a little kid, you touch everything, you grab everything, you put everything in your mouth. And it was my mom. She looked at me and
hold on. You put everything in your mouth?
She goes, you have to clean that stuff because people put their fingers up their ass and then they touch all the scared the shit out of me, and she made me a germaphobe for the rest of my fucking life.
That was too way descriptive.
But I'm showing you from a child.
I didn't do that till I was an adult.
I needed a very direct way of getting things through my head. Gina, the people put their fingers up their ass and then they eat the apple. Then you buy the apple and you don't wash it, and now you're eating somebody's asshole. I was 5, okay?
Oh my God.
No, it is true,
Mrs. G. Political issues.
Yeah, political issues, and people actually.
Apples and oranges, baby.
Yeah, people actually put their fingers up their ass.
Well, they're scratching their culo, and then they go and they touch something else, It's fucking gross, And that's what the people do, They go to the bathroom, they don't wash their hands, and they come out and they touch a couple bags of chips. They go, I don't want those chips, and their hand was just all over their dick, and they just pissed on themselves a little bit. It's like people are disgusting. Like, why don't you wash your hands? What's the problem? The extra 5 minutes it takes, like, for the love of God.
Well, there are some jars that you can wash it with the soap and still in your hands, like politicians. They're still thinking and, don't give it a stimulus to the people because just is political,
Politics are depressing.
Yeah.
It is.
It's more fun to make fun of dirty people.
Well, I know there are people, but still, people don't get in ahead of their. Oh! By the way, that was my second question. The ban of the how do they call the government? How do they call the governor in Florida? There was they cannot eviction. They cannot kick it out of your house.
Oh right, yeah. I don't remember what it's called, but yeah, the government was preventing evictions, and now they're gonna cancel on that, so a bunch of people are gonna get evicted.
Yeah, and people then in the Congress they don't still approve for the second relief for the people. So what is going to happen? So the people are going to get sick now. They're going to be a second wave, and they're going to be out of their houses.
Come on, homeless. So
did you see there's an article about homeless people and how not one homeless person has contracted the COVID-19, and these people are like living on the streets.
But you don't get in contact with that kind of people. The people they just homeless is still homeless.
Yeah, but where do you hear that?
People that are staying home for 2 months and they don't able to pay the rent because the government tell you to don't go to work, and they're still at home. They still waiting for the government to get their checks because the system in Florida doesn't work for unemployment. It just suck. If you try to go to the webpage on it suck.
Yeah, I know.
Frustrating. These guys, I don't know what they're thinking. So what is going to happen with all the people? They don't pay the rent and they're going to be eviction soon.
So did they pass the law or they can evict or they didn't?
No. There is a term, and the term is going to expire the next month or in a few days.
I'm sure they'll renew the term. They're just going to have everybody freak out for a little bit because it's new drama. And there hasn't been a new drama freak out yet. So everybody's like, the people are going to be on the streets. And then like a week before it happens, DeSantis will come out and save the day and be like, and now we're going to extend the...
Yeah, but it doesn't resolve the case that they're still not paying the rent. So the owners, they still own the mortgage.
You're not paying your rent and you got money...
It's not saving the day. The government is not saving the day anyway. Because even the money that is still in the government for the people is not come from his pocket, the same as the stimulus from Trump. It doesn't come from his pocket. It comes from the pocket of the people that pay the taxes.
Oh my God! I thought the president was just paying us all this money this whole time. Thank you for clarifying that.
Well, I wish. I don't know what are they taking them. I don't know what they're taking him for
so,
this.
Mrs. J, like you think like the Florida governor has been doing a good job or not?
He's doing the best that he can with what he's got, is what I think.
But like compared with New York, was at one point like
compared to our last governor, Vern Buchanan or whatever the hell his name was.
That was Rick Scott.
Rick Scott, thank you. Vern Buchanan is our congressman.
Yeah.
Rick Scott, compared to Rick Scott, that scraggly looking motherfucker. Oh my God. I
can agree with that. I don't like Rick Scott at all.
DeSantis. I think DeSantis has done a lot of great things. He's protected a lot of wildlife in Florida, that we were risking getting drilled. He's working. The system is from the 1970s. He's essentially taking over a system that hasn't been fixed, because we were all working. It's like all of a sudden this crash happened, and we weren't prepared. And it's like, I think he's doing the best he can with what he's got. And I think he's got to open up the state because he knows
Florida is a hurricane.
He knows that.
There's a threat of some of the hurricanes. They're gonna hit Florida every single year, and they need to fix the unemployment. Come on.
Can I finish? He knows that our unemployment system is broken, and I think that's why he's opening up the state more and more, just so people can get back to work, so that they can save themselves.
So that the virus can spread and more people die. And that's what are you thinking?
Well,
so it's okay. It's okay to be contagious with the virus, and then you can get money on your pocket. It's fine.
But listen, I think
I'm contagious with the virus, and I'm gonna come lick you, okay?
But then you still
as long as you get the money,
that's fine.
You want $100 and I'll lick you? What? Give me $100 to lick you with coronavirus. Deal. I will see you tonight.
Okay. This is gonna be another question. This is gonna be a lot. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna just throw it out there. Twitter warned Mr. Trump to stop spreading falsehoods.
Jesus, we're living in the 60s now. Now, President Nixon tried to, forbid the New York Times do several posts.
He actually threatened Twitter to close down.
So now the President Trump is doing the same thing. So try to, now it's spread. Now you can.
We're gonna have Mr. Cooper input here. Like, what do you think, Mr. Cooper, about that?
I think it's good. I'm glad that Twitter is doing it. I think social media platforms need to find ways of fact checking everything because there's so much false information going everywhere, and people can't keep track of it. So yeah,
I know, but I know Ms. G likes Trump. The last show, I'm just trying to remember that last show. She actually said that, Trump does lie, but whatever. So what is your input, Mrs. G?
What
about that? Like,
so Trump.
Freddie lies.
Yeah.
So
Trump put out a tweet about some information that was incorrect.
Yeah, about
Twitter put a disclaimer under his tweet saying, "Here's the actual data. Find out the facts," and it's a link to a page showing factual data, which is in disagreement with Trump's statement.
Good for Twitter.
Exactly.
But no, what was I think what's wrong in this picture is
I think everything that Donald Trump tweets is he's a fucking idiot, but
she likes him regardless.
Exactly. I like him regardless. Who are you gonna vote for? Joe Biden?
Yeah.
Are you fucking serious?
Absolutely.
Go home, Mr. Cooper.
I am home. I've been home for months.
I know. Go farther home.
But this is the real critical. This is the real critical issue. Like, once you start threatening media or whatever, he attempts to to go. I know people don't like communist, but this is kind of going communist when you silence.
You're a fucking commie.
It's dictatorship.
This
It's
is
not
an
a communist. It's dictatorship.
This is an American show. You better not be coming up with any commie fucking bullshit. No, I'm just joking. I just felt like I should sound like my grandfather a little bit.
But Mr. G, like, you think it's okay to threat the Twitter to close down Twitter? You think that's okay?
On Twitter, does anybody even really like Twitter?
Apparently, a lot of people, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm not one of them, so you know. Fuck 'em.
So fuck him.
What, you like Fox?
Pretty much.
You like Fox News?
No.
So
I don't like any of the news,
huh?
honestly. Like, social media is my entertainment, and that's exactly what I use it for. And I just sit at home in my own little bubble, you know. And
yeah,
whatever.
But you have to notice. You have to realize that the president.
I'm more focused in on like, you know, on small county government shit, you know, because that's what really affects us as the human beings of America, you know, is our county government, you know, like, you know, what the federal government's doing and all that stuff, you know, you know, it trickles down from there. But I mean, if you really want to vote for people that are really going to impact your life for your taxes and your homes and stuff like that, you got to get involved with your local government, you know.
Right, but the leader, right? But the leader is still in Washington, and the leader says that if Twitter doesn't kind of like me or doesn't like what I say, I'm gonna close it. That is attempting to go more towards communism than what we are right now.
Going to let Trump close down Twitter?
I don't think. I don't know. Like, I don't think it's going to happen.
Tweets out in the middle of the night, "I love Burger King." Okay, I mean, fucking, like, seriously, nobody's going to fucking close down Twitter.
Who knows? Do you know for sure?
I know for sure.
I agree. I don't think he's going to shut down Twitter. I think he's just threatening,
right? But it's just the attempt. What is dangerous here is just the
you
attempting or the threatening to do that. You know.
Yeah, sure.
Sitting at home, here's some new drama. Here you go. I am threatening to close down Twitter. Here, that'll keep them busy for a little bit.
It's a conspiracy.
I do have my conspiracy theorist shirt on today.
I'm just thinking that it's very delicate when you throw something out there like that. You know.
Especially on Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome to the media.
Yeah, but most of the political statement that the president has made over this period of time is been on Twitter. So we know before the
shut down his own
representatives, we knew because Twitter. So now we want to censor it. Come on. No,
it won't happen.
Something smells bad in here. Something smells fishy.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
I agree. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Okay, Mr. Cooper. What do you think is going to prevent him to close? I mean, he really wants to go after Twitter. What's going to prevent him
What is he?
The social system that's built around our government will prevent that.
But he is a government.
Have that much control
through the Congress and the House and the Senate before he can actually do anything. The United States president cannot just say, "All right, this is
shut down this company." Yeah.
There's a million checks and balances to make sure that we never have communism in the United States.
Okay, you two. Do you think, like, if Trump loses, he's gonna step out of the White House willingly?
Yeah.
He will.
Yeah.
I don't think he will.
I think he has,
I mean, they'll kick his ass out, dude.
He does. He's got dignity.
No, I'm saying willingly.
No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. He doesn't have a dignity.
But that's like
forced out.
That's the reason why he wants to shut down Twitter, because he says something about voting by mail is gonna be a fraud.
Yeah, they're trying to cut back on voter turnout. They want fewer votes.
See? No,
that's true.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, if he loses...
Now, I live in Florida, and our vote count is never right, so, you know. I know
So
I'm in the red
if
state,
he loses, he's gonna take that. He's gonna say, it was rigged, or he's gonna say that a lot of people voted illegally, and he's
every president says it was rigged. There was count right. Blah 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 blah.
But then at the end, they stepped out and said, okay, you know, I'm leaving. I don't think he's gonna do that.
No,
especially if
the Secret Service isn't going to allow him to continue occupying.
Nobody's going to allow him to keep going. Our government is set up so that there will never be communism in this country.
Right, but what about he's actually issued an executive order of cancel the
won't happen because that's still an executive order still has to pass through the House and the Senate.
No. Executive order is done by him.
Yeah,
saying whatever he wants.
I mean, it does have some limitations as to what.
True. There's a statute of limitations onto what the president can do.
Like he says,
he has a certain area in which he has direct control.
He thinks he's a king.
I mean, he could start the president can start a nuclear war with essentially no one in between him and doing it. So that's one example of direct control that a president has. Most of the military, he's got pretty direct control over.
Everybody said that he's a warmonger and he's going to start a nuclear war with China. And I mean, it's been 4 years. Where's the fucking nuclear?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to do that.
Come on.
So are you going to govern over the ashes?
People have conspiracies.
Come on, people. You're going to govern over the war? Of course he's going to do that. Come on. Who's going to believe that?
Wait, you're saying of course?
Wait, what are you trying to say?
You think Trump, of course, will start a nuclear war? Is that what you're saying?
No, of course he's not.
He's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, when he was first voted into office, people were going off about how Trump was going to start a nuclear war with fucking some gun guy somewhere, you know.
Oh, some gun guy.
And fucking,
talking Star Wars now?
Kim Jong-un. I mean, that was a real risk.
You know, that we were going to have a nuclear war with what's his name in South Korea. And
North Korea,
you know, and everybody was freaked out for the first 4 years. And it's like, the man is not starting. This is what you have to understand about the American government is that there will never be communism. There will never be socialism. There's too many checks and balances for all that to ever pan out to be.
Okay. What about, you know, like.
The best about the American government is if you don't get out, we'll just fucking shoot you.
Okay.
We got to destroy the economy. Now we got to destroy the economy. Now we got the virus. So we didn't need a nuclear war.
Come out.
Okay. If we bought him out, let's say Trump loses the election. It's in November. He's got December and January to just blare about it was rigged and it wasn't right, blah blah blah. But what about if he issues the executive order and say we're gonna
out of office with no problems?
We're gonna cancel the inauguration because I think the election was rigged.
I don't. He stepped out.
No.
Does he have the power to do that?
$50. End of story.
He might say that. He might try that, but he would be put out of office. I mean,
I'm telling you, it ain't gonna happen.
I think it's unlikely, and especially since I've come up with a lot of ideas of like terrible things that are going to happen, and they just haven't happened. I'm kind of backing away.
Cooper?
Huh?
Have you been scaring these people, Mr. Cooper? Would you stop scaring?
Yeah, maybe.
These people. What do you mean, these people?
These two guys.
These guys. Oh, you guys. You guys owe me $50 if he steps out of office with no problem.
No, because I listen to...
What if he gets reelected?
No, it's not retaliate. This is the kind of people that...
voided?
No, what's happened and why I make this argument, listen, why I make this argument is because I hear people talking about, reporters, documentals, in that knowing Trump, he might try to do that. I'm not saying
You've been listening to the media? Is that what you just said?
I'm listening to everything.
Did it scare you?
No, nothing. No, Mrs. G, and at this point, nothing scares me. Except Mr. Cooper. When he comes with these grim ideas and predictions.
I told you, I knew it. Mr. Cooper.
I mean, your only source of fear in life.
You're grounded. Go back to your house. Go back home.
I am at home.
No, further back to your homeland.
Oh my.
Cooper, get out of here. I'm teasing.
Okay. Okay. Last thing I have here. Like, what do you think about that Minneapolis thing?
Oh God, that is so terrible. I mean you know what? Good for the people for looting that Target. You know, I mean, like in California with the Rodney King riots, I lived in California during those times. And it's like, you know why people do shit like that is because they've tried everything else and nothing is working. And it's just like they're sick of it all. You know, good for them.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about the civilians or are you talking about the police?
No, the police.
The police.
What's wrong?
Well, you know, I mean, people like the police, you know, police are terrible to racial minorities. They really are. I don't know why. I don't understand it. I've seen it in LA. Power. You know, and you know, like here in Florida, they're actually not that bad. You know, it's too hot. They don't want to get out of their cars. You know, fuck that. You know. But I mean, like, you know,
is that the reason we don't have assholes in the street?
The Florida man is 10 times scarier than any police officer. Come on down if you dare.
But it's too hot, so they don't want to get out of the cars.
They're like, if you're not going over 100, we really don't give a shit.
So what the street people? Well, fuck that shit. I ain't going out.
Yeah, you know, you gotta think about it. It's hot. It's humid. There could be an alligator. There might not be. Possum attack. Anything can happen.
Possum attack.
That is funny because every time I remember watching the old episodes of Cops on the TV in when they got a scenes of some officials, I mean some sheriffs here in Florida and some counties. They find the weird people in the world. You know, people. It's hilarious. I don't know what they get arrested for, you know, for stupid things. But every time I see
too many exotic animals,
they were weird people, you know, and even the cops they were laughing.
Yeah,
the people that were doing things like that, you know.
So you think like
I never saw anything.
So you what you're saying, JT, is that like whenever they do the show here in Florida, it kind of embarrasses ourselves, embarrasses our police force.
No. Embarrassed to the police. No, every time they stop somebody, there was because they weird and they show funny things from people. I mean,
that's a meme.
They were wrong, but the people were arrested because it was for just nonsense. But there was a case. Implying the race here in Sarasota, like 10 years ago, when some Guatemalan guy that was drunk and they were kicking him in his head when.
I saw that one.
The camera counties they were checking on those cops.
Yeah,
you know, even if the guy was on cuffs. They still kick him out. I mean, the police, the cop, he was like a 6 foot, you know, and the Guatemalan guy, he was like a 3 feet. Come on,
you know, like Mrs. G, like do you know what JT is talking about?
No,
there was a case. No, but listen, let me recap. There was a case in Sarasota, Florida about.
Are you talking the two tourists?
No. It was an arrest of some Guatemalan dude that he was picked up by the cops for being drunk, and when they got to the facility, to the building, and one of the cameras from the facility record that the cops took him out of the car and beat the shit out of him.
Yeah,
and they didn't care. They didn't care about getting caught.
It's like that's what it is. You know, the police. They think they have. I have a cousin. My cousin Ezekiel. He lives in California, and he's one of those, you know, big bully type of dudes. You know, he's a security guard, and then he became LAPD, and it's like there are some people out there that become the police, because they were handed such a rough card in life that they want to be the upper hand. They want to have the upper hand over everyone because they were dealt such a shitty card of life that they feel like they can take all of it out on other people by being the police.
Yep, unfortunately, yeah. I agree.
You know, and it's like, I think people should have to. I think before you become a police officer, you should have to have a psychoanalysis. What's it called? The psychoanalytical
psychoanalysis.
Thank you. I cannot remember. There should be psychoanalysis.
Come on,
can you help me out here?
Come on, we got an narcissist on the office, so relax.
And
relax. Yeah.
I know.
A way to resolve that.
Yeah, I know a lot of the
conversation.
People. No, a lot of the
we
people.
got a narcissist in the office, so.
Yeah. A lot of the people that becomes police cops are mostly in their high school years. There were people that were playing rough football, and they had something to do with power over other people, and that's what they want. They want power over other people. Anyway, but this case on Minneapolis, it is pretty bad, and people are just complaining. There's like a lot of complaints about it, and I mean, hopefully this sets as precedent.
There's been a lot. The people in Minneapolis have been complaining for a while about their police system.
But now
this is the first. They've been complaining a while about their police system out there, and you know
who George Floyd was?
What happened to that gentleman is just so horrific. Did you know it wasn't just one police officer, but there was 4 of them holding him down?
Yes.
While the one guy had his knee on his throat. I mean, was that fucking necessary? Put the cuffs on and just let him lay on the ground and have a temper tantrum and let him get it all out, and then you put him in the car. You know, as long as he's got cuffs on, what can he do?
Well, the guy was pretty huge. He was like a 6 foot, something like that. I don't understand that. But the other guys, I mean, they were pretty strong for them.
It was 4 larger police officers.
I know, I understand that. But
if you handcuff his feet, you handcuff his legs, and just let him have his little temper tantrum, you can pick him up and put him in a car.
No,
there's no reason to stand on top of a person like that and break their esophagus.
Yeah, whenever I see something like this, I always question whether it feels like the police have inadequate knowledge of martial arts. Whenever I see something like this, I'm like, well, they should be able to control this guy without lethal force.
Right.
So,
yeah.
I think they know, but at the same time, like it goes out of hand because of the situation. I don't know. It's tough.
All I know is that the people of Minneapolis have been complaining about their police department for a very long time, and this is the first thing to finally bring it to light, and the people are pissed.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people protesting now. There's a lot of protesters out there.
They raided Target and just looted at a Target. I read this morning, and I was watching the video, and all I could think was good for them.
What do you mean good for them?
Fuck the police, man.
No, this thing comes out to light.
That seems to affect Target more than the police. I'm not sure what Target did.
The last thing of the show.
They're not lighting buildings on fire like LA.
I think they did set Target on fire, didn't they?
Let it burn! Fuck the police!
The last thing on the show is NASA is sending back humans back to space on the space shuttle. Now it's a space rocket from SpaceX. And
oh, good. Hey, did you get a ticket to go yet?
No, they suspended it.
They're doing it today, or when are they doing it?
I don't know, but I know it was suspended because of the bad weather.
It was an alligator on the facility. No, for real. They showed there was an alligator.
They said it was the weather. It was the weather.
So JT, are you gonna get a ticket for when the weather gets
Saturday?
Better? Alligators leave.
Saturday?
I'm not interested to go to space. I like space. I like Star Wars, but I'm interested to go right now. Maybe Russell wants to go there. Let's see if the galaxy stretch and see the numbers.
I've been there. It's pretty cool though. The one thing I have to say that I've been on Cape Canaveral.
One time
I went there as a kid. Yeah, and
I totally got there.
And I've been into the when I think they sent a small rocket that day, and it was pretty fun actually. I liked it.
Get the fuck out! Did you really?
Yeah.
And then you have to wear a mask.
No, you didn't have to wear a mask.
You have to wear a mask out there. Yeah.
No. Oh, right now, yes, but not like when I went.
Yeah, but I saw people in the news and they weren't wearing masks.
No.
But you got to space. You had to use the suit.
Right.
So
you didn't go to space. Nobody goes to space.
Come on.
You go to space, then you have to wear a mask.
What do you guys think of the spacesuits?
They look pretty cool. Yeah.
They look like a motorcycle jacket.
Yeah.
They look like a motorcycle outfit.
Motorcycle jacket.
Yeah, they're fitted way better than the old ones.
The other ones were like bulky. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I Mrs. G, I was there when they launched in a rocket. And it's pretty cool. And it's like
I thought you were inside the rocket.
No, I wasn't inside the freaking rocket. Are you kidding me?
Well, I mean, the way you were making it sound, I was like, damn.
No. Yeah. You see like very far away from what the platform is. You can't even see the damn rocket until night.
I've seen a rocket too. I grew up in Florida. We had field trips.
Okay.
Yeah, I took a field trip there too.
And do you actually no? You know what? Actually, you get to walk in one of the shuttles. I don't know if you guys did that.
I thought you were in the shuttle. You went to space. You saw the stars.
Yeah. You're not an astronaut?
No, I'm an astronaut.
Or am I crazy? I can live with crazy.
I'm not an astronaut. I'm an astronaut.
Oh, thank you for clarifying. Thank you.
Exploring the ass.
Come on, guys.
Hi, this has been Common Sense show for today edition. This is May 28th, 2020. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Remember, guys.
Don't forget to like us on Facebook, and don't forget to check us out on Instagram. And we do
Twitter. Don't forget Twitter.
Don't forget Twitter.
Don't forget use your mask.
Don't forget to use your mask. Only your mask. You don't have to wear anything else but your mask. Especially if you go. Thank you, Mrs. G, and thank you for joining us. Hope you'll be back sometime. And you're always welcome. You're always welcome in this show. You got a special spot for you on this show.
Thank you, guys. I love it. I enjoy being on the show.
All right. Round of applause for Mrs. G.